and welcome to Mucker Movies. We're in a different part of Somerset today, and we're at St Mary's, the Virgin Church. Actually, it's just outside of Somerset somewhere. We are at a little village called Charlton Mackrell. Hopefully the church is open. There are 6 bells in the tower. The bells were rehung in 1856 and more recently in 1996, taken away for restoration and retuned by Robert Parker. Just notice there's some strange markings on the wall there. The clock was made about 1847 by Benjamin Lautier of Bath. The earliest reference to a church in this area is around 670, when a Saxon priest held office in Charlton Adam. The Reverend Bellhouse was the last of the aristocratics, hunting and shooting and fishing vicars in this area. So far, so good. It says the white beam trees on either side of the upper church path were given by the Protocol Church Council to mark 26-year service as the church wardens by Roy Cave and Cecil Crange. Crange. Just put a light on, it's quite dark in here. And we'll start this end. That's a nice window. Right, let's have a look here. Lectures of the Church of St Mary's, Virgin Charlton Mackrell. So the first rector was in 1217. A lot of these appear to be the same, except this one. Looks like the devil to me. Here's the font, nicely decorated as well. We got to the glory of God and loving memory of Sophie Otwell, for many years a faithful nurse and friend in the family of Archdeacon F.A. Briner, who died in 1905. Can't see this one up here, but maybe you can. The pews under the north and south windows are servant seats. The servants from the rectory would file in before the priest and slip out during the singing of the last hymn, in order to be back at the rectory before the priest, his wife and guests. Here we have, to the glory of God, Arthur and Amelia Bellhouse, on whose souls may God have mercy. The churchyard cross was restored by their son Louis Arthur Bellhouse, and rector of this parish, 1923. The figures of the Evangelists were added by the rector and his brothers, Frank and Charles Bellhouse, 1924. And we have Frances Pine, daughter of Francis and William Brand, born at Charlton House in this parish on March the 16th, 1876, died in Bombay, October 1877. So you can read this one yourself. Charles Bramwell Armitage Jackson, 1888 to 1953. The site of the old pulpit was on the north corner of the entrance to the chancel. The marble pulpit was placed in the old position sometime after 1847 and moved to its present place in August 1914. There are two 18th century chandeliers, possibly Dutch, hanging from the roof. These were presented by Mrs. Brocklebank of Charlton Mackrell Court in 1928. Looking up into the roof space, one can see large carved angels, which are used as supports. Their date of origin is not known. sanctuary floor had been very uneven due to the presence of tombs immediately underneath. It was therefore raised to its present height at the restoration of 1847, probably following the raising of the chancel floor. Nice floor. We have a memory of Reverend Richard Ford of Queen's College in the University of Oxford. For more than 30 years, rector of this parish, and he died 1817, aged 66. Evelyn Buckland, BCA, born 1928, died 2019. She was the organist for the church for 70 years, and she retired at the age of 84. The electric blower on this organ was installed through the generosity of the Yendo family, late of Carrie Fitzpaine, in memory of her brother Roy, who died October 1977. The organ was built by William Sweetland of Bath in 1855 and replaced a barrel organ. It was overhauled in 1933 and was completely dismantled and rebuilt in 1978 by Derry Thompson. The cost was £1,407 and 2 pennies. That's the lady we just read about in the photograph. Through the generosity of the parishioners and friends, the organ was rebuilt during 1978 by Derry Thompson of Maiden Newton. Behind the organ, no longer visible, is an alcove that held the tomb of Ralph d'Orsay, 1330 to 1350. Here we have a George Page. He died 18-something, aged 32 years old. Medieval fire extinguishers. And it looks like directly above us is a bell tower. On the floor outside the rail, there are a series of teaching tiles as follows. The tiles include the Greek characters Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Cecil Craig, Churchwarden, 1956 to 1982. The southeast corner and east wall of the chancel of this church was restored in the months of August and September 2020. The entire project was funded by N South Foundation, London. Then we've got a memory of Frederick Bramer, rector of Charlton Mackrell, 1876, 1917. Then we've got Peter of Wiveliscombe, 1891 to 1899. Archdeacon of Wales, 1899, 1917. He was born 15th of April, 1849, died 8th of May, 1970, and of Mary, his wife, born 28th of December, died 1847. Born December 1847 and died the 23rd of May 1933. This one's too high up to read. The sanctuary is fronted by a brass communion rail, the upper rail being the only part polished. Behind the altar are 2 tablets of stone carved with the 10 Commandments. It is interesting to note that the same style of lettering can be found in ribbon form around the classrooms in the village school. Ceiling's very nicely decorated. Another one too high up, the reed is quite faded, I believe, as well. I don't know if you can read this one, but across from there's a window shining too much light on it. I'll take photographs later and hopefully you can read it in your own time. piece of embroidery rescued from an old altar. The chairs in this chapel were bought with a gift from the church commissioners to mark 50 years of farming. The commissioners' land of Carrie Fitzpaine by the family of Mr. Cecil Craig. Church warden 1956 and 1982. The font dates 1847. There's a lot of detail gone into this. The font cover is Victorian. This is old stone on the sills. Old chest. Sculpture on St. Mary of Mary by Aidan Hart shows her as a teenage mother closely guarding Jesus, her firstborn, and facing the world together. It was given by Faith and BEN Light on the 6th of September 2015. Here she is. Here's a full view of the organ. Here's a roll of honour, which I can get to. This organ's in the way. Above on the east wall is a brass plaque commemorating the Ware brothers, who all died in South Africa. To lose one son is a tragedy enough, but to lose three. This is for the men who laid down their lives in the Great War, 1914 and 1919. Harold Spackman, Sidney Wilcott, Albert Campbell, Herbert Dyer, William Allett, Francis Allett, Robert Allett, and George Ackerman. Matthew Gannett, Charlton Mackrell Somerset, England. He was baptised the 16th of Feb 1617, emigrated to New England about 1638, settled in Massachusetts, first at Ingram, I believe that is, removed to moved to Situate 1651, died 3rd of October 1694, aged 77. Church wardens. Six bench ends in the nave have poppy heads and date from the early 16th century. Well, that's it from inside the church. Let's go outside and have a look around. Right, let's just shut this a minute. Romans lived in this area in some numbers. Roman and Romano-British settlements, many of them Christians, were created, and many remains of camps, pottery and burial sites have been discovered here in recent years. After the departure of the Romans, the Saxon warriors arrived, creating village communities in fertile areas. Around 650, there were many battles involving the Saxons, and in 690, Inna became king. He was a Christian, and he set up his capital in Somerton, 3.5 miles away to the west. I can't read that one. It looks like lead. Nice big house over there. Here we have a James Baker. He died 1902, aged 73. Also Anne Baker, his wife. She died 1906, aged 74. The name Mackrell was probably derived from a tenant living in Somerton who purchased the land from a washerwoman who had been given it as a gift for services rendered by Queen Matilda. Looks like we have a couple of war graves there. We have a 20564 private QC Watt SS Staffordshire Regiment. He died 11th of November 1918. Then we have 59647 Private R.P. Hallett, Royal Warwickshire. Let me start again. Royal Warwickshire Regiment, 16th of October 1918, aged 18. So he died in 1918, aged 18. We have Alice Mary, the darling beloved wife of Spencer Davis, I think it is. That's all I can read on that one. Mabel Dawes, died 1911, aged 25. We have 508467 Sapper, E. Pullinger, Royal Engineers. Died the 2nd of March 1921, aged 23. Next to the vestry are the steps leading to the boiler house. This gives a good idea of the depth of the foundations. Well, I'm not going down there. Again, names are too faded to read on that one. Unusual looking grave. Stone, I should say. Here we have an Elizabeth Wilson, died November the 15th, 1853, aged 52. They're too faded to read again. These are the oak tombs of William de Litt and his wife Angus, removed from the north transept in 1847. I think this is mostly newer graves. Let's just have a quick look at one. Yeah, Robert Look, died 1959, aged 54, and Kathleen, his wife, she died 1993, aged 84. We have a Joe's chart. He died 1943, aged 78. And we have a Martha chart. She died 1935, aged 69. Henry Hooper, he died 1930, aged 59. William Tozer, died 1932, aged 19. And we have a Joe's chart. He died 1943. I think I just read this one. A Martha Mary chart, died 1935, aged 69. There are many tombstones recording the families that have lived in this village over the past centuries. We have Margaret Bellhouse, by 1942, aged 76. Lewis Bellhouse, he's a rector of this church. He died 1917, aged 42. And of the above, Lewis Bellhouse, died 1948, 86. Charlotte Payne, or Pine, died 1844, aged 79. Then we have, I think it's Reverend Pine, died 1881, aged 81. Julia Pine, died 1838, aged 72. Mary Pine, she died 1885, aged 86. Again, I can't read this one. The preaching cross. It has 3 steps. Angles of the 3 sockets are buttressed by square shafts. We are now back to the front of the church. It's all cremations, I think. This is a garden of remembrance, with the cover of the Norman font as a centrepiece. Good afternoon. And good afternoon. Well, that's it. We looked around the church. We looked around the graveyard. So we've seen everything there is to see. It's a nice part of the countryside here. The weather's not too bad, it's quite warm. Again, if you did enjoy this video, please let your friends know and ask them to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, it's totally free to subscribe. And also, if you could press the like button, we really appreciate it. So it's goodbye from Mucker Movies, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye for now.